What's going on, GoonerCast? Welcome to today's video. This is Arsenal 2, Brentford 1, big talking points. We've got 5 talking points. 1 is the match report. 2, brilliant Ben White. 3, Declan Rice does it all. 4 is King Kai Havertz. 5, are we missing Martinelli? It was another great week to be a Gooner. 2-1 against Brentford, bit of a bogey team for us. Rice's goal in the 19th minute, incredible header again. That guy played like a centre forward with that finish. Brentford brought one back just before half time, an absolute shocker for Ramsdale. And then Havertz at the death gets the winner again. That leaves us top of the Premier League with 28 games played, 64 points, same as Liverpool, but we're ahead of them by 6 goals in the goal difference chart. Man City 1 point behind in 3rd place, goal difference advantage of 11 goals to them. We've got to go there and aim for the win. Our 5 away games remaining for the season are City, Brighton, Wolves, Tottenham and Man United. We haven't got any gifts. Incredible run of form continues with an 8th straight victory. For all the chat that we've heard about City and their 10, 12, 15 game winning runs for the last few seasons, Arsenal are putting up those numbers now. That's 8 victories on the bounce, scraped by a 2-1 at Brentford. In previous years, we would have crumbled, maybe not even got the 3 points there. But this team built different. We went for the win, we got it, snatched it at the death. Kai Havertz was the man. This team's got this cold aura about them at the moment. As you can see in this William Saliba Instagram post, look at those gents, look at that belief they've got, staring down the opposition in the tunnel, same way that the Invincibles used to do all those years ago. Looking at the stats from the game, and you can see again dominated possessions, 72-28 on the possession, 1.28 to 0.97 on expected goals. Not that big of a margin, just shows how close the game was if you're looking at the chances alone. 17 shots to 9, 6 on target to 4, 2 big chances each. Into the player ratings, and there was good performances throughout the team. Specifically, Ben White, man of the match at fullback with an 8.7. Declan Rice, as he seems to do every week, with an 8.5. And Kai Havertz, the new number 9, with a 7.9 up top. One thing to note about that game in particular is look at those subs as well. We've finally got the gents returning from injury to give us the quality and depth throughout the team. And the fact that we can leave Jesus, Zinchenko and Partey on the bench, even though they're finally fit again, just shows the quality and the standard that the squad has got to. Reece Nelson came on as well and did a good job for the last 15 minutes. It's good to see that guy getting some minutes. And Arteta's even started to use him to give Saka some rest in games where we've already got it held down. The momentum graph shows just how dominant we were. Even the goal on the stroke of half-time shows you just how unfortunate we were to go in level at 1-1 in a period of pure domination from Arsenal. The error from Ramsdale really let them back into the team, but you can see we came straight back out. We were straight at them again. Relentless pressure eventually paid off. Ben White topped the player stats with the 8.7. His 2 assists for both the Declan Rice and the Kai Havertz headers topped off a classy performance from our right back. Rice and Havertz are also there as the goal scorers, with Odegaard there as he is most weeks. I'm quite surprised to see Trossard there in 5th place. Didn't think he played badly. All of our threat came down the right hand side, which we'll look at later in the video. The Martinelli side of the pitch wasn't really utilised. Let's start off with brilliant Ben White, who rightly got player of the match. His delivery in the final third was really what unlocked Brentford and got us the 3 points. His role in both the goals was vital. Connected with Saka on the right wing for the first, receiving the ball in space because Saka's getting marked by 2 players every time he attacks down the right. I think we should be utilising that a little bit more. Saka's always getting doubled up on. If he's getting doubled up on, that means there's going to be space somewhere else. With Declan Rice showing his aerial ability, and Kai has had it since day one, We know that we're a threat in the air now. There's nothing wrong with putting the ball into the box when we've got this height and this quality if the teams are using the low block against us. The cross from Ben White meets Declan Rice perfectly and actually generates so much power off that header, sticks it into the far post. Keeper's actually got no chance. That was an amazing header by Declan Rice. The second goal, Ødegaard slips in Ben White on the overlap. Look at the fitness he shows there as well to get down to the touchline. 86th minute, he must have been knackered. Whips in a lovely cross that's not just blasted into the box. He's cushioned that, he's aiming for Havertz. Havertz gets up, it's a perfect header. Bullet actually connects with it so well that even the keeper gets a touch. It just blasts past him, blasts through him. That's the winner. Thank you, Ben White. Thank you very much. The graph shows you where Ben White received most of his passes and how involved he was with the game. Just look at the spread of passes that come from that. The positions Ben White is receiving that ball, you could think that was Ødegaard. He's so involved down that right-hand side and his quality on the ball is so clear. Great asset to have, and I think he really suits this little inverted right back that he's been playing recently. Just as much as he does the overlap. He can play both roles so well. In fact, I think he does everything well. Looking at his game by numbers, he had the most touches with 84, most passes with 68 completed out of 80 attempted, the furthest progressive pass distance, most passes into the final third, most successful crosses into the penalty area, and they were both scored, joint most progressive passes, most key passes, and 2 glorious assists. This is a piece from Arseblog. If the opponents persist in man-marking Saka and doubling up, we still have Benjamin White in that space. Him or Ødegaard are the ones benefiting from that extra space. White's delivery from the half space for the opener, followed by his cross from the byline for the winner, changed the game. His level understandably dropped earlier in the season when he was widely known to be playing with an injury. I didn't know that. But since recovering, he has been exceptional. This piece by James Gerbrandt at Times Sport captioned, "It would be such a shame if Ben White continues to be left out by England, given that his versatility, his consistent excellence and understanding with Arsenal teammate Bukayo Saka." He's got a point. England are crying out for a top centre-back to go alongside John Stones. Ben White, for me, is clear of every other contender to fit in alongside John Stones. He hasn't played centre-back for a while, no, but it's not that different to how the role he sometimes plays when inverting. Can't tell me that Lewis Dunk, Mark Guehi, Fikayo Tomori are a better fit for that England side. He's a class international level centre-back. He's good on the ball, he's versatile, he's playing in a title-chasing team for several seasons. Maybe the politics, team morale dynamic is what's keeping him out. But if you're looking at a player in terms of performance and quality, there's no one better at centre-back. Number 2 is Declan Rice does everything. I love that picture of him. That is iconic. I hope he hangs that one on his wall. And just look at that header for his goal. Another example of him and his all-round game. Really, I've got to say, shocking. Everyone. How is he so good going forward when he just hasn't been doing that for the rest of his career? Takes that header like he's a centre forward, plants it in the far post out the reach of the keeper. As AFC James says on Twitter, Declan Rice can be whoever he wants to be. He's a second striker today, and tomorrow he'll be at the base of midfield where he'll be one of the best players in the Prem. Do not let anyone tell you that this man isn't a special footballer. I think we're all agreed on that. Only recently he's emerged as a set-piece specialist. Every time I see this man lining up like this, I think, goal. David Moyes was the first one to talk about the levels that this guy is at. AFC Stuff posted his quote, "I always said, and I think everyone laughed, that he should be 150 million. Yeah, I did. I laughed. I think other players have been sold for close to his price, and I don't think they've touched Declan's level of performance." Which is completely true. If you do look at this list, the biggest transfers made worldwide, Declan is at the top of that list in terms of value for money. It's very difficult to live up to a price tag that high. Even rarer to exceed that price tag. We're seeing him celebrate every week because he's putting up assists and goals to match some of the top scoring and top assisting players in the league. Number 4 is King Kai Havertz. The man has delivered against Brentford again. He's now come up with an 86th minute bullet header to win the game and give us the 3 points against Brentford. In his last 4 games, he scored in every game. I love that we're now seeing posts with DR Sports asking, could Kai Havertz actually be the key to Arsenal winning the league? What a turnaround and what a change in the narrative compared to just a few weeks ago when we're asking, is this guy ever gonna suit the Arsenal shirt? And me, for one, I was one of them. I didn't really think he would. His contributions in the Prem at the moment stands at 11. So he's ahead of Bernardo Silva, James Maddison, Bruno Fernandes. Personally, I just love the fact that we're seeing this guy battling defenses. That header was absolutely top class. Couldn't have finished it any better. And even when he celebrates now, you can feel that he's expecting the goals to come. This is not a surprise now. The celebration earlier in the season was relief. Now he knows the goals are coming. Fabrizio Romano posted, quote from Arteta, if someone told me that after the first 2 or 3 months, the whole stadium is singing the Havertz song with that much passion, it would be hard to believe. That's what happens to good people and an exceptional player. It's impossible not to love him. Got to disagree with that last part. I didn't particularly love him at the beginning when he was falling over his own feet, misplacing easy passes and hadn't been involved in a goal. But, you know, not to be plastic, I was wrong. He looks amazing now, and I think he's undisputed our number 9, ahead of Jesus. In his post-match interview with Sky, they asked him once again about what his best position was. His answer is a bit annoyed. He said, I don't know how many times I've answered this. I think it's the same answer as always. I'm just happy to be on the pitch. I think I'm not a player who can only be in one position. I like to be anywhere, all over the pitch. The last couple games I played as a false 9. I love it in this team. I love to play as an 8, as a 10, wherever you want me to go. For Germany, I even played as a left back. That shows that he is willing to do what the manager asks him to do, and he's feeling the love and he's feeling confident enough to go there and do the job well, not just fill in a position. Number 5 is, are we missing Martinelli? After he was spotted on crutches before the game, it was clear he was a huge doubt, and then he wasn't even involved in the squad. Not good news, but Trossard coming in is a fantastic replacement. Arsblog News says Martinelli is going to struggle to be fit for Tuesday against Porto, and I really hope he is, because there was one thing in the game that I did notice that didn't make me very comfortable. Out on the left, I think he was a little bit struggling to get involved. The team was so heavily orientated towards that right hand side, didn't seem to use that left channel enough. Looking at their average positions there, you can see Saka is by far the most advanced, which is not that unusual. But Trossard he's pretty close to Kiwior, and his passing network is predominantly back into Jorginho. So it kind of shows that he just didn't really connect that well with the attack. And this is an interesting graphic on the right hand side. It shows who increased or decreased the chances of scoring via their passes. Ødegaard massively increased. Ben White, fantastic game. In the 5th spot was Trossard. We've got Porto up next, and we need to start thinking about how we're going to break them down, because they sat in, low blocked us. In the last fixture, we couldn't get through, we barely created a chance. As good as a player as Trossard is, do we start to think about how Jesus fits back into that team? He's not getting into the number 9. Kai Havertz is undisputed at the moment. Jesus plays on the flank incredibly well. Did it for seasons when he was there. Even when he plays for us, he's always floating off to the left and the right, and I think he's in with a great shout. Add a little bit extra pace, maybe a little bit more direct on the left to help us get in behind and add an extra threat that they might not be expecting. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, for subscribing to the channel, spreading good vibes and saving Kai Havertz. Long live the king. See you in the next one.